Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Super Effective Fibres Yarn Club 2026. It's not a phase, March. So, welcome, my name is Sasha and this is my year-long series where I open, make squares for a blanket and stuff using the Super Effective Fibres It's Not a Phase Yarn Club. It's basically colourways based off of bands/albums from the emo music days, which are not dead. And as someone who has been called an elder emo a couple of times, even though I'm not that old, I embrace it. So I shall give a hint as to what band this is this month, using my amazing singing voice that everybody seems to love. And now the lyrics have escaped me. I chimed in with a "haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door?" No. Any guesses yet? So this is it. There, you cannot see my address. I have put paper, like 4 layers of paper over this, and I have already ripped it. My partner had to glance inside this because there was something moving and it sounded like something was broken. So he's opened it to check it to make sure nothing was broken, because this has been in my house since Wednesday. It's currently Friday. Please excuse me. I'm currently doing this with a cup of tea in hand because I had to go to the dentist this morning to find out that one of my fillings has cracked. So next week I get to go to the dentist and have somebody rooting around in my mouth, ripping out a cracked filling and replacing it. Yay! At least I have yarn. So there will be tea. This is my amazing Mushu mug that I have had for so many years now that it's looking very worse for wear. So so it's just basic British builder's tea. I drink PG Tips. That's just what I grew up drinking, so not a fan of certain other teas that will go unmentioned, but if you enjoy them, then please make a cup and join me in this episode. Obviously at this point in time I don't know how long this video is going to be because I haven't even opened it yet. So I will just show the adorable stickers. I especially love this little guy. So let's open it and dig in. Ooh, we have a little stack of leaflets and the thank you card. Hi Sasha, thank you for supporting the club. I hope this month hits the spot. Thanks, Carl. So there's the cute little thank you note. There is a little stack of leaflets for different yarn shows. It looks like the same batch as last month. Just double checking. Yeah, it's the same ones as last month, so I won't go over them in too much detail. So this is the item that sounded like it was making broken noises. So I already knew about this because yeah, but it's just a tape measure that I just smacked myself in the face with. So tape measure. This is actually really useful because I keep losing my tape measures. And then you shall gently pull out the yarn bag with the little thank you notes. And of course, there are stickers. The neon open sticker. Please be dino, please be dino, please be dino. designer. Double check. The last 2 months there's been a cat sticker as well. So I was just making sure that I hadn't left one in here, but it doesn't look like there's a cat sticker this month, which is fine. There's 2 on the packaging, though unfortunately I can't keep the ones off the packaging, but that's fine. So that's everything in there. And now I suppose we should have a look. Any more guesses? Would anybody like any more tips before I, more hints before I open this? The album is called A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. There was also a song called Mona Lisa. And like, I've got half the songs playing in my head, but the names of them have just... But this month is Panic at the Disco. And my terrible singing was from the song called I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. Oh, there we go. Shall we see this together? So I'm hoping for like a nice rich burgundy with splashes of like beige and stuff from the album cover, but ooh, 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 ooh. I'm oohing a lot. That's... It's not exactly what I was expecting, but I like... Ooh, there's a nice rich brown in there as well. Ooh. I should stop it. So, this is the Panic at the Disco. To prove I'm not lying, Panic at the Disco. I will take the... So we start in these nice rich, deepish, reddish brown colours, almost rust. It's not quite orange, but it's definitely gone orange, and oh my god, that's blowing out. So we actually have daylight, which is why I'm recording this morning. It's meant to absolutely chuck it down with rain this afternoon, so and then we go down into these more faded reddish rust colours into deep brown specks with the beige. I don't know if it's technically called beige. Like, I'm not very good with my colour theory and different colours. But we've got almost like a mocha colour and a little bit of peach in there as well. It is very nice. I do quite like it. I don't know if this is my favourite, if this would be my favourite colour out of the ones we've got so far, but I do like it. It definitely says Panic at the Disco. And so that is March's colour, and I will shortly work out which square I'm going to make, and you will rejoin me in a moment when I am probably winding this. I am going to grab out a square of each colour first, just to hold this against it. So these are January's and February's colour. So yeah, we're looking... I think this will look really good. I think this is going to work really well. I haven't decided the square yet, but I might attempt to find something more solid rather than lacy for this one. I think the different colours would work better in a denser square rather than a more open square. But I will go and check the pattern. So I'm making the Yorkshire blanket by Mima Makes, or at least I'm making the squares from that. The blanket itself only uses 24 colours. Well, the blanket itself uses 24 colours, but you only make 2 of each square, so there's 12 different designs. I am making 5 squares from each colour. And so the same square, but 5 of them in the same colour. So, and I'm only using 12 colours rather than 24. So my blanket's going to be bigger, but with less colour variance, because there's only 12 colours, but I think it's going to look good. I still need to work out what colour I'm going to use for joining. I'm thinking I might wait until I've at least got June's colour to try and find something. I'm hoping by that point we'll have a good mix of colours so I can pick something that works. Part of me is tempted to go with black, but that might make it a bit too dark. Maybe a silver grey. I don't know. We'll work it out when we get to it. But yeah, that is March's colour from Super Effective Fibres, and I shall see you again shortly. So this is going to be a bit of an odd one because I have managed to get the recording of me winding this yarn, and then I've got a recording from the final day when I made the last square. All of the rest of my footage has disappeared. So yeah, at the time of recording this I have finished the squares. That was my phone going off. Right, so this is the square I ended up choosing. So I'm making the Yorkshire blanket by Mima Makes, and this is the 7th square, I believe. It's called Falling Leaves. So when I was looking through the pattern, I had the yarn next to me, trying to decide which square would work. I don't want to repeat any squares. There's 12 squares, there's going to be 12 colours. So I settled on this one, which is called Falling Leaves, and I thought that was kind of perfect because of the colours of this yarn. So you've got the rusty reds, sort of the light browns. It looks like the colour of the autumnal leaves, and I thought it was perfect. I did have footage of me saying that this is what I was going to make. I have no idea where the footage has gone. I don't know whether I've accidentally deleted it or what, but this is the square I've ended up going with. However, piece of advice, read the pattern 3 or 4 times before doing it, because I messed up on the second to last row, and I didn't realise that until I made the 3rd square. So I've kind of had to keep that mess up in and do it for all 5 squares, because 2 of them had already been made at that point, yarn cut, ends weaved in, all of that. But basically, for some reason, when I made these, you're supposed to put 1 front post treble crochet, front post treble crochet, UK terminology, around the clusters to bring them in, to make them look a bit more like leaves. Well, for some reason I've done it as 2 treble crochet, front post treble crochets around the clusters. I don't know why, I don't know. I honestly don't know why. The pattern is actually very clear, but I messed it up on the first square. By the time I got to the second square, I thought I knew it. Third square had been a couple of days, so I had the pattern open, was going through it again, and realised my mistake. And to make sure they all looked the same, I've just kept that mistake in. So, yep. I will now leave you with Sasha from yesterday when I made the final square, and then return here in just a moment for the outro. So it's a couple of days later. I have 4 of them. I think I showed that in the last clip. So I'm gonna make the 5th one. It's the 30th of March, so I think it's actually been almost a week since I last did this. I still have a fair amount left, but that's fine. And yeah, I'm just gonna get the 5th and last square made. I have a cup of tea, I have my pattern behind you, and I'm just gonna get this last one made. I'm still enjoying them. Like, I still think it's a great pattern. I wish I hadn't messed it up. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt later. But yeah, we shall see. So I will catch you in a bit when I have finished this last square. Probably, I don't know, this square takes me about 30-40 minutes, maybe a bit more depending on what I'm watching on the tubes. But I shall catch you again in a bit. And that's all 5 squares for March's Yarn Club done. So, as a reminder, so 5 squares. I shall now add these into the bag with the rest of them, and I will catch you in a bit for my outro. So, yeah, this video was supposed to be a bit longer. I mean, I had kind of like, it was a bit like a day in the life, but multiple days to show this, the making process. Yeah, there was also there was a time-lapse clip of me making one of these, and that's all gone. I have no idea what happened to it. I'm just going to have to be better prepared for next month's, so that this video is more than 20 minutes long. I think this will be about 20 minutes if I remember correctly. I waffled for quite a bit in the intro. But this is month 3, the Panic at the Disco colourway from the It's Not a Phase, and there is all 5, and I can now pop them with the rest of the squares. Eventually I will block these so that they are all the same size. I think with the latest square, because I've messed it up, it's a bit wonky and ruffly, but we have the first 3 months done. This month's squares used 55 grams of yarn. So month 1 used 50, month 2 used 70, month 3 used 55. I will rewind this at some points, and I shall add it to the bag of the other leftovers, which I have already rewound, so that I can put them towards another project in the future. And that is everything for this month's It's Not a Phase episode. I hope you will join me next month, where I hope it's a bit better and I don't accidentally lose all the footage. And I do know what next month's is. I have already ordered it. I've also got a couple of stories around that band. I also have a band t-shirt and an album to show off that I actually own from this coming band for April. And I will see you next month. Or if you're one of my regular podcast viewers, I'll see you on Friday. Bye, guys.